Welcome to Global Affairs and Geopolitical Briefings. Our focus, Ukraine war, Kyiv hit by exceptionally dense missile barrage. Let's get to the detail of this development. Accordingly, additional Russian airstrikes, described by one official as extraordinary in density, have been directed against the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. The Ukrainian government reported that all 18 missiles had been intercepted, and video evidence showed air defenses destroying targets over the city. However, Russia said that its attack, which included the employment of drones and missiles, was successful in hitting all of its objectives. In the most recent weeks, Moscow has increased the intensity of its air campaign in preparation for an expected onslaught by the Ukrainians. The alarm for an air raid was issued at approximately 2:30 local time, which corresponds to Monday at 23:30 Greenwich Mean Time. It was removed approximately 2 hours later, making this the sixth strike to hit the city this month. In the middle of the city, locals reported hearing an unusually high number of loud explosions at the same time that the authorities informed them via online postings that the city's air defense had been activated. Valery Zaluzhny, the head of the Ukrainian armed forces, stated that Russia assaulted Kyiv from the north, the south, and the east, and that a total of 18 missiles launched from the air, the sea, and land were employed. The head of the military administration in the Ukrainian capital, Serhiy Popko, referred to the barrage as the maximum number of attack missiles in the shortest period of time. According to preliminary information, the vast majority of enemy targets in the airspace of Kyiv were detected and destroyed, he added. This is a significant victory for our forces. Gen Zaluzhny stated that this included a total of 12 missiles, 9 of which were caliber cruise missiles that were fired from ships in the Black Sea, and 3 missiles that were launched from land. He went on to say that Ukraine was also successful in destroying 6 hypersonic Kinzhal missiles. Kinzhal missiles follow a ballistic trajectory and are capable of reaching speeds of over 11,000 kilometers per hour, 7,000 miles per hour. In the past, Russia has asserted that these could not be destroyed by any of the air defense systems that are currently in use throughout the world. The previous week, Ukraine reported that it had successfully shot down a Kinzhal for the first time during an earlier strike on Kyiv. If what is being said is accurate, Moscow is going to be quite upset about the fact that the most advanced missiles in its missile arsenal are now vulnerable to being destroyed. This is mostly attributable to the introduction of cutting-edge defense technology from Western nations, such as Patriots. During the attack that took place on Tuesday in Kyiv, Russia asserted that it was able to destroy a Patriot system. Ukraine declined to respond. The BBC is unable to independently verify the assertions that have been made by either nation. At this point in the month, Russia has launched 8 attacks against the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. On Tuesday, residents were urged to stay away from windows as debris from missiles that had been intercepted began falling from the sky. The city's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, stated that fragments from rockets had landed in central districts, including the city's zoo. There were no injuries to either the animals or the workers. According to reports, the area that was most severely affected was the Solomiansky district, which is home to the city's international airport. According to Mr. Popko, the fire that was said to have started in a non-residential sector of the district has since been extinguished. Ksenia, a resident of Kyiv, related to the Today program on BBC Radio 4 that she and her husband were asleep when they heard what she described as a series of very loud explosions over their apartment building. She likened the severity of the attack to something along the lines of a Star Wars movie or an action video game. She also stated that with the help of its international partners, Ukraine is now capable of locating and destroying missiles of a high caliber, which she attributed to the support received from those partners. It's such a relief to know that Kyiv is currently protected by such a robust defense, said the speaker. Yevhen Petrov, another local inhabitant, stated that his home had not been rattled by the force of an assault since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. This was the first time that his home had been shaken by the force of an assault. After a break of more than half a month, Russia resumed its attacks on the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv earlier this month. The Ukrainian authorities are under the impression that Moscow's aim is to wear down the air defense systems, which have been very effective in destroying the vast majority of the missiles and drones that have been launched. During the past few days, President Volodymyr Zelensky has been on a visit of Europe. During this tour, he has been promised several $billion worth of military weapons by Western friends, such as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Rishi Sunak, as well as the President of France, Emmanuel Macron. Since Russia invaded Ukraine, thousands of civilians and combatants have been killed or injured, cities and towns have been destroyed in fighting, and according to data provided to the UN's refugee agency, 8.2 million Ukrainians have been registered as refugees in Europe, with 2.8 million of them being in Russia. That's where we wrap things for the moment. Thanks for watching.